This video is brought to you by the FARMER-KLEIN YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Farming Simulator 22 Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Araguaia Valley map. But before that, this video is brought to you by Brad and Daisy Moonbeam. Thank you for being farm barons. So the Araguaia map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu. And as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Let's read a little bit of the description. Map with relief based on a region of Vale do Araguaia. And that is Google Translate, plain and simple, which corresponds to the three cities that are divided by the Garças River and the Araguaia River. This map has fields of different sizes and an industrial area as well as several sell points. Have a good game, says the map author. For that, let's go ahead and load on in. We are going to use the mods that we typically use when we take a look at maps. That is additional field info, additional game settings, field lease, field calculator, and precision farming. I will say if you load this map up in farm manager mode or start from scratch, the main farm will be completely empty as compared to how you see it here in new farmer mode. There will be no buildings, there will be no fences, there will be no machinery. So when we first load into the map, we load down here by the river. I'm not really sure what the significance of this particular starting area is, but it is not really close to the main starting farm, which is a bit more to the east and north of this starting position. Let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. So we load on in right here, and then the main farm is over here. Take a look at the lands area. We start out by owning just the main farm and the only actual field on the map, which is located right here by the farm. It is not numbered. So you may notice that there are no numbered fields on this map. What that means is there will be no contracts available because there are no actual predefined fields that we do not already own. We do have the ability to grow all of the standard crop types available to us here in Farm Sim 22, but as I said, there are no actual fields on the map. We do have buyable lands. If we go ahead and take a look again at our lands menu, we have the main starting farm here, which is 10.41 acres in size, $140,000 to buy if you start this out on Farm Manager or start from scratch. It does have one pre-made field located right here. As far as other buyable lands, there are a fair bit of buyable lands to the north. This interesting round plot of land that we're going to take a look at, it's a bit of a hill in the middle of this grassy area, but all of the buyable lands, other than two forestry areas, are grass. This area down here to the southwest or southeast is a very special area that we're going to take a look at here in a little bit when we get to the fly around. But I do want to tell you that if you are interested in maybe some cheap lime, you might want to buy this area and make use of it. We do not have the ability to buy the town area or any of the other quote unquote unbuyable areas of the map. You have a placeable area that we can purchase right there, but overall everything that we can buy is already grass. So this is kind of a build your own map, pre-built map. We don't have fields. You make your own fields however you want them, but the kind of sell points, the town, the roads, and all that are already pre-built. Let's go ahead and take a look at our farmland lease screen. The farmland lease screen is going to show us all of the buyable farmlands, how big they are, and how much they are going to cost. We're going to notice that the field section is going to be completely barren because, again, there are no predefined fields on the map. We're just going to slowly scroll through this list. And sadly, since we don't have fields, we really don't have a point of reference as to where these buyable farmlands are. But what we do have is an idea of how big the farmlands are and then how much they're going to cost. Just get a little bit of scale factor there. We take a look at our field calculator screen. Well, there are no fields, so therefore we're not going to see how big any of the fields are. We do have a standard base game crop counter available to us here in this particular map. And if we take a look at our prices screen, you will see that we do indeed have the ability to sell all of the base game crops should we actually create the fields and plant those crops in the ground. We also have the ability to sell all of our eggs, wool, and milk. We have the ability to sell silage, hay, straw, and grass. And then when we move down to our production areas, you will see that we do indeed have the ability to sell all of the finished goods that we can create here on the map with base game production. We also have the ability to buy bulk lime, and we do have a stone crusher pre-placed on the map. As far as starting equipment goes in new farmer mode, we start out with a decent list of starting equipment. It is all owned, none of it is leased, and it is all brand new. If you play this map in Farm Manager or start from scratch, you do not own any machinery at all at the start. We do have a chicken pasture, cow barn, sheep, pig, and horse pasture at the starting farm, again in new farmer mode, but in Farm Manager or start from scratch, we do not have any of the animal areas. There are no contracts, as I said, because there are no predefined fields on the map, and we do start out by owning the large greenhouse and the medium greenhouse as far as production. This map is listed as having the 20 Pulp by the Rune game cartridge collectibles, so you will have fun finding those as well. Let's just jump over here to the main farm. And we'll go right back up here because I wanted to, well, we're not going to show the precision farming soil map because, well, there's only one little field right here. That's all we're going to see. But this map does make use of the generic soil map. So there isn't a custom soil map. You will have the generic soil map as it is included with the precision farming mod if you play with precision farming and this particular map. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting fleet. We start out with the small Massey Ferguson 5S.105. Then we go to the medium tractors. We have the Massey Ferguson 3670. We have the Nova 330 Harvester that is paired up with the 5-row corn header because the only field that we start out with is a corn field. We have a 1986 pickup truck. We have the half-pipe HP20 trailer. We have the POV5 XL plow. We have the Falcon 3 Agromaz planter. We have the Quickie front loader arms and the universal bucket to go with that front loader. And then we have a 2300 and a 900 kilogram front weight. Take a look at our mods and DLCs. You'll see that there are no custom vehicles or implements that are a part of this particular map. And at that point, let's go ahead and do a farm tour here. It's not going to take too terribly long to take a look, but we've got some buildings, some sheds. We can indeed sell everything you see here at the farm. We also have standard base game animal areas. Here we have our pig pasture, a base game pig pasture. This particular pasture will hold 30 pigs, just as a reminder. We have our base game cow pasture. This is the large cow barn. So this particular cow barn will hold 80 cows. We have our base game chicken coop that will hold 30 chickens. We have our sheep pasture, which will hold 15 sheep. And then we have our horse pasture, which is going to hold 5 horses. We have our farmhouse, which is the Hulk by the Rune farmhouse. So we have our sleep trigger around front. We have our wardrobe trigger inside the garage. That is also where we're going to find our collectibles once we start to collect those. We have a large and medium greenhouse located right here. And if you want, you can sell the fence here. In fact, you can sell all of the fence other than this fencing out here at the road. So for whatever reason, the fencing out here at the road, you cannot sell. But the white fence you can sell. This wooden fence here you can sell. The fence by the greenhouses you can sell. Then we have our base game grain silo with our dump and fill point. And then we have our hayloft with our dump and fill point also. And that is a tour of the main farm. As I said, here we have the only predefined field on the map, and it is going to be a cornfield in all play modes. Let's go ahead and get set up for the fly around. And actually, I don't think we're going to do a drive around on this particular map because I think we can hit pretty much everything we need to hit on the fly around. So let's go ahead and get ready for that. Now, as far as productions being built in, this map has 14 productions pre-built into the map. So as we do our little 360 view, we have the cheese dairy from Holt Belarun. We then have a sawmill, the large and medium greenhouse. We have a grape processing unit, an oil mill, sugar mill, spinnery, cereal factory, carpentry, grain mill, a traditional dairy, a bakery, and a tailor. 14 unique productions built into the map. This map does, as I said, include all of the base game crops, production areas, and animal outputs as far as things you can sell. So we are going to give the map a full point with respect to productions, as well as a full point with respect to being able to sell everything that can be produced. Down here we have the shop, not too terribly far from the main farm. We also have our workshop trigger inside of there. And as I said, very interesting design concept that we have just grass on this map, other than the starting cornfield. This is that odd round area that we can buy that is kind of at the four corners of four kind of more rectangular areas, and it is basically a hillside here. Just not really sure why it's round, but okay. So the map right now, it's got a 2.9 rating in the Giants Mod Hub. I've got to think that the rating is such because of the lack of fields. I got to feel that if we had predefined fields already carved up here, that possibly the map would be rating higher. I see this as kind of a hybrid map. This isn't a no man's land type map because we do have sell points, we have road networks, we have a waterway, we have a forest all pre-placed. So it's not really a build your own map per se. But it is kind of a build your own farmland map. So down here we have the cheese dairy. This is from Holt Belarun. So this will make cheese and cheese alone, possibly cheese and butter, but it won't do chocolate. Continue across the northern side of the map. You see we've got the two forests right there. With respect to can the farms be customized, the main starting farm can indeed be customized. You can sell everything that you want on there. And if you load the map up in Farm Manager or start from scratch, you will find the only thing that exists is the cornfield and the fencing right at the road. So this is one of our sell points. In fact, this is called the GCHB Grain Elevator. Over here to the west side of the map, we have our sawmill. So we have our wood chip point, our log sell point, our sell log trigger, and our plank spawn point. Now we're going to make our way over here to one of the industrial complexes. There are a few industrial complexes on the map where we have several productions pre-placed. So we have our sugar mill, we have our oil mill, our grape processing unit, our grain mill, and our traditional dairy up here on this kind of plateau. Just around the corner and through the woods, we have our cereal factory, our tailor, we have our spinnery, and then we have our carpentry area. And these areas cannot be purchased. So it would be nice, since we have so much extra space here, to have the ability to expand and add more production in those areas. But since we cannot buy the land, we're not going to be able to do that. As we continue down kind of towards the town, we have our forest area to the left. We have another forest area across the river. We have a grocery store sell point, as well as a restaurant sell point by the firehouse. We have our bakery. Then across the river, just beside the starting farm, we have the farmer's market. The starting farm is right on the other side of this ridge line, right there. We'll go across the fork in the river. We're going to find our fuel station, as well as another sell point in Mama Joe's Diner. We're going to loop back down to the southwest corner of the map at this point. So with respect to buildings using the new appropriate texturing technique and ground textures, while we haven't looked at the ground textures yet, we have all standard base game FS22 buildings. Either buildings from Erlengrot, buildings from Holt by the Rune, or buildings from Elm Creek. So we are going to give the map a full point there with respect to using buildings with new texturing techniques, as well as ground textures. So we have our animal dealer, we have our animal sell point, and let's go ahead and take a look at those ground textures. These standard FS22 ground textures, plants, and then we have the Elm Creek and Holt by the Rune trees combined. Looking at the buildings, we do not have any custom buildings available on the map. It is all standard base game fare. Then we'll fly across the southern side of the map, where we're going to check out the final buy point, sell point, and that little special area I alluded to earlier on in the video. That if you're looking for maybe some cheap lime that you just might want to pick up and buy. Although it may be a little bit of a challenge to get to. So down here we have a lime buy point, as well as our stone crusher. So we have our stone crusher here. We have our lime, our bulk lime buy point inside of there. And then if we happen to make our way up and around this way, we're going to be able to go into a lime mine, where we're going to find a large supply of lime just waiting for us to extract it. But the road to the lime is treacherous and narrow. So if you can navigate this treacherous, narrow road, you can make your way around to a fair bit of low-cost lime. You will have to buy this area. This area is going to cost you $15,000. But once you buy it, you're going to have a whole lot of lime that you're going to be able to access at no cost. And guys, that is Araguaia Valley. So the last point of reference is, are the triggers and player interactive areas clearly marked? I do believe that they are. So we are going to give this map a 5 out of 5. Now, I know that that's going to be possibly a controversial score for some players because of, again, the complete lack of fields. But I think that is a deliberate design feature or design intention of the map author to give the player the ability of making your own fields on this kind of halfway designed map. So 5 out of 5 because we are hitting on all of the points of interest that we take a look at. We have 14 productions built in. We have the ability to sell all of the base game props, products, and animal outputs. The main farm can be completely customized. We can sell everything on the main farm. We do start from scratch. It starts out completely empty. We have all the new buildings in Farm Sim are being used on the map, so we're not making use of old, poor textured buildings. And all of the sell points and everything appear to be completely clearly marked, so it should be fairly easy for the player to pick up and understand where things go. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below with respect to the Araguaia Valley map. And until next time, happy farming.